Welcome to third lecture of Polymer Science and Technology. Now today we'll see the structure of the polymer. Depending upon the functionality of the monomers used for the synthesis of the polymer, we can get linear, branch or cross-link polymer structure. A linear structure is something which is linear. Okay, branch structure means something that has branches. So like this will be the typical branch structure of a polymer. Just a second. This is the branch, and cross-link means something that has many branches and connections. So these two chains are connected with a branch, or two or three chains connected with the branches like this. Okay. This is a cross-link polymer. Okay. So let us assume that this is a bifunctional monomer A, and it has got two functionality. This dot represents the functionality, and N is the number of molecules of monomer. Okay, when we will polymerize this monomer, what will happen? All these functionality will form the linkage between the monomers, and a linear polymer will form. It's like that a group of person making a human chain. Everyone is having two hands, so one person can hold the hand of another one. So in the same way, the monomers having functionality 2, you can understand functionality, assume functionality as two hands. So if a person is having two hands, it will form a linear human chain, and if a monomer is having functionality 2, it will form a polymer having a linear chain. Okay. Similarly, in case of a monomer having three functionality, let's say here the monomer A is having three functionality, 1, 2 and 3, and we have taken n number of molecules of trifunctional monomer and we will polymerize it. Then what will happen? We will form a cross-link structure where you can see here the monomer is having three bond, 1, 2, 3. This monomer is again having 1, 2 and 3. Likewise, every monomer is having three branches, so a cross-link polymer structure will form. Okay, and if we take the mixture of bifunctional and trifunctional monomer, their ratio will decide whether the polymer shall become a branch polymer or a cross-link polymer. Here you can distinguish between the linear polymer, branch polymer and cross-link polymer. You should understand that linear means not a straight line. It can be any shape, but it should not have branches coming out from the backbone polymer chain. Whereas in case of branch polymer, some branches are coming out from the backbone polymer chain, and in cross-link polymer structure, different or many backbone chains are connected with the help of side or branch chain. So this is the difference between linear, branch and cross-link structure, and it depends upon the functionality of the monomer. If monomer is bifunctional, we will get linear polymer. If monomer is trifunctional, we will get cross-link polymer. And if we take two different monomer composed of bifunctional and trifunctional monomer, then it will become like this, branch or cross-link polymer. Now coming to the polymerization reaction, monomer or reactant can polymerize to form the polymer. So we can say the chemical reaction that converts the monomer or reactants into polymer are called polymerization reaction. We have already seen the example of styrene monomer converting into the polystyrene. So here again we are taking this example. Here is the styrene monomer. When it will undergo the polymerization reaction, it will form polystyrene polymer, and we will write the polymer in repeating unit inside the bracket, and writing the number of repeating unit as subscript n. Now if number of subscript n or number of repeating unit is equal or less than 10, it is termed as the oligomer. Oligomer means a compound having few chains or few units. So it is a low molecular weight resin, and usually it is a viscous liquid. Whereas if the value of n is more than 10, then it is defined as the polymer, and polymer is a high molecular weight and usually solid, and it has got good mechanical properties such as strength. So by IUPAC definition, the process of converting monomer or a mixture of monomer into polymer is known as the polymerization reaction. Okay. Okay. So we'll see the types of polymerization reaction. There are basically many types of polymerization reaction, but there are two main types of polymerization reaction. One is the chain polymerization, another one is the step polymerization, and in third one we can conclude many types of polymerization reaction, and we'll term it as a miscellaneous polymerization reaction. In miscellaneous polymerization reaction, electrochemical polymerization, mathematical polymerization, photochemical polymerization, grafting polymerization reaction comes under this miscellaneous polymerization reaction. And in first category, chain polymerization reaction, we can subdivide it into free radical polymerization, ionic polymerization, and coordination polymerization. So perhaps chain polymerization is one of the most important polymerization reaction type, and chain polymerization, as its name suggests, it is going to form some kind of a chain, a long chain. So monomer unit is getting attached to a growing chain one by one. The second type is the step polymerization reaction, and its subtype is the polycondensation, ring opening polymerization, and polyaddition. The difference between the chain polymerization and step polymerization is that in chain polymerization, the addition of monomer unit is sequential, means one after another, whereas in case of step polymerization, the addition of monomeric unit is in steps. So this is step polymerization. And condensation polymerization, as its name indicates, something is going to be condensed. So in this kind of polymerization reaction, low molecular weight compounds such as water, HCl, or some other low molecular weight compound will be eliminated from the reaction in the form of condensation. Ring opening polymerization, some chemical compound, aromatic compound where ring is there, that ring will open and a chain of polymer will be formed. In case of addition polymerization, it is very much similar to the chain polymerization, where monomeric unit will be added one after another, but there is a difference between the chain polymerization and addition polymerization. In chain addition polymerization, there is no condensation or no removal of low molecular weight compounds such as such as in case of polycondensation is not possible, and all the molecules reacting in the polyaddition reaction, they will form only polymer. No byproduct will be formed in polyaddition reaction. So let us see them one by one. First is the chain polymerization. Chain polymerization is characterized by self-addition of monomer molecules to each other very rapidly through a chain reaction. And the characteristic of chain polymerization, no byproduct is formed, polymer has same elemental composition of monomer. This is very important, as you have already seen in this example. Let me go back to this example. Okay, this one. Here the elemental composition of monomer is CH2 double bond CH benzene ring, and the elemental composition of the repeating unit of polystyrene is also CH2 single bond CH benzene ring. So we can say the elemental composition is same as in case of monomer. But in case of polycondensation polymerization, because of removal of small molecules as a condensate, the elemental composition of polymer is not same as the elemental composition of monomer. So this is very important difference between chain and polycondensation reaction. Okay. Third is the majority of these monomer falls under the category of vinyl monomers, and the chain polymerization is consist of three major steps, namely initiation, propagation and termination. Depending upon the reaction mechanism, the chain polymerization reaction can be classified as free radical chain polymerization, ionic chain polymerization reaction and coordination polymerization reaction. So we will see the free radical polymerization reaction. In case of free radical polymerization reaction, some free radicals is to be generated inside the monomer, and these free radicals are responsible for the initiation of the polymerization reaction. So the first stage is known as initiator decomposition. Here R bond R is the initiator, which is thermally unstable compound, and when heated above their decomposition temperature, they split into free radicals having one unpaired or lone electron. So you can see, when I am heating this initiator, what is happening? It is going to form two free radicals. This site dot represents the active site, and this is the identification. This is the identification for the free radical. So the decomposition of initiator may be caused due to heat or light or sometime catalyst. So if it is caused by the heat, it is we can say this is a thermal decomposition. If it is caused by the light, UV light or visible light, then it is the photopolymerization reaction, and sometimes it is caused by the presence of catalyst. So these are example of some of the initiators. A very well known initiator is the benzol peroxide. This is the structure of the benzol peroxide, and its heat decomposition temperature is somewhat 76 degrees centigrade, and when it will decompose, it will form two free radicals. You can see one free radical is this, another free radical is this. So this is the decomposition of benzol peroxide, and here you can see both the free radicals are not same, their elemental composition is different. Okay, likewise AIBN, azo base isobutyl nitrile, is another very well known initiator for chain polymerization or free radical polymerization, and this is the chemical structure. This is a chemical structure for AIBN, and heat decomposition temperature is somewhere around 40 degrees centigrade, and when it will undergo decomposition, this is the free radical which is be generated. Initiator can also be decomposed when exposed to UV light. For example, this AIBN can be decomposed by the presence of ultraviolet light, and it will form free radical. So this was the end of the third lecture. Thank you very much for your attention.